Hello! So I have lived here for a month now. You have seen some various clips of this month. This apartment was partly furnished when I moved in, but I still have to get some stuff, and I bought all of my things secondhand, either from Facebook Marketplace or like a local secondhand shop. And I have a story to tell about Facebook Marketplace. My TV has been standing on my bedside table for quite a long time because I didn't have any shelf to put my TV on, and that was getting a bit annoying by now because I wanted a bedside table but by the bedside. So I was looking for shelves on Facebook Marketplace and I came across this Kallax shelf from IKEA, and I wanted it. It was pretty, and I've been looking for a Kallax for a while, so it was perfect. So I messaged the seller and asked where they lived and if it was possible to pick it up soon. They lived quite close by. It was 2 kilometers away from this apartment. So I thought maybe I can just carry it. I don't need to ask for help. My sister and her boyfriend has been helping me so much with moving stuff and getting stuff because they have a car and I don't have a car nor a driver's license. So I just thought that I could carry it on my own so I don't need to bother them. So I went to the seller's home to get the shelf and I tried carrying it. It was a bit heavy. I think it's because I'm quite small in size, so I can't get a proper grasp or hold of the shelf, and also because I'm quite weak because I don't exercise so much. I felt like I was too deep into this, so I couldn't turn back. I needed to get this shelf to my home. So the sellers were really kind. They asked me if it was okay, is it too heavy for me? I was like, no, I'm fine, I can do this. But they helped me down the stairs carrying it because they lived on the second floor. There's no way I could have carried down the stairs. So it was really great that they helped me. And then they just said good luck, and I was on the street with this huge shelf on my own. Well, I mean, it wasn't that huge because I measured it beforehand. I was like, okay, it's 77 times 77 times 33. And I thought, I tried to imagine carrying it beforehand, and I felt like it was manageable. The first minutes of carrying it was fine. I still felt very energetic and I didn't feel any pain yet. But as it continued, I felt more and more exhausted and pain from carrying it. So I started carrying it for 3 meters and then stopping and just breathing, and my sweat was just dripping. And I carried it for 3 meters again and then just stopped, and I was so out of breath. And it continued like that, and I thought to myself that there's no way I could carry this home for 2 kilometers if I have to stop every 3 meters. There's just no way I can do that. So I was really smart and thought that I could carry to the bus stop and then the bus could take me home. And it was only 200 meters to the bus stop, so I could carry 200 meters. There was one huge challenge because at this point I was so tired and we had to cross a road, and I can't stop in the middle of the road. I have to carry it all the way to the other side, and the other side was 10 meters ahead, and I have to carry this thing for 10 more meters without stopping, and that was hard. But I did it. I reached the bus stop, but while I was waiting for the bus, I started panicking a little bit because I didn't know if you could carry furniture up on the bus. Can you ride the bus with furniture? I've never seen anyone do that, and I've never done it myself. So I was afraid that I couldn't get onto the bus, so I was a bit worried, but spoiler alert, it went well. You could carry furniture in the bus. So I just rested a lot on the bus. It was a 15 minutes ride, so I get to rest my muscles a bit. So that was nice. So when I reached my stop, I had to carry the shelf down the bus, and at this point I just felt like I couldn't do it. Everything just ached in my body. I felt so much pain in my arms here, like here, because the shelf was 33 centimeters, but from my wrist to my elbow, it's less than 33 centimeters. The shelf actually hit like my biceps, non-existent biceps, for every step I took. So it hurted really bad here and also at my hip and my knee because the shelf were hitting my hip and knee for each step I took as well. So that was really painful and I just felt like I didn't have any strength left. So I actually called my neighbor, a friend who lived right next to me, but I realized that she was in the middle of a seminar, so I didn't want to bother her either. So I was like, okay, I'll try and do this myself. So once again, I started carrying it for 3 meters and then stopping, 3 meters and stopping. At first, maybe I stopped and paused for 10 seconds, but as it continued, I had to stop and pause for like 5 minutes because I just couldn't do it. So when I was about to give up and cry, I heard a very kind voice from behind that said, "Can I help you?" And I looked behind me and there was a really kind looking guy who offered help. Of course, I said, "Yes, please help me. I can't do this." So he very kindly carried it for me to my apartment, and that really saved my day. So because of this really kind person and some blood, sweat and tears from my side, I managed to get the Kallax shelf into my apartment, and now I have a bedside table by my bedside and my TV is on a proper shelf. So everything worked out well. So that's the story about my Kallax shelf, and I will never abandon it. It will stay with me until I die. So next up on my home furnishing project, I think I'm gonna build 2 shelves here, 2 wooden shelves. So now I'm gonna eat lunch and then I'll go to my sister's place and we will build a shelf because these walls, or this wall, is looking a bit bare in my opinion. So I think I'm gonna stop filming for now and I'll see you in February. Bye! Have a nice day!